Selamat berjumpa lagi. Welcome to ASEAN Today. I'm Dalton Tanonaka of Indonesia's Metro TV at the ASEAN Secretariat in Jakarta.
I am GCP of Cambodia TVK, and this is your monthly look at the dynamic of Southeast Asia region. And it was here in Phnom Penh where Southeast Asian leaders gathered for the 20th ASEAN Summit on April 3rd and 4th. It is now Cambodia's year to lead the 10-member group, and goals were firmly laid out at the semi-annual gathering. The Phnom Penh Accord focuses on the plan for an ASEAN economic community by 2015, similar to the European Union. Leaders also pledged to work on a code of conduct in settling the ongoing territorial dispute in the South China Sea.
ឈានទៅដល់ការពិភាក្សាចំណុចលម្អិតពាក់ព័ន្ធនឹងបញ្ហានោះនៅឡើយទេពិតមែនតែឧត្តមមន្ត្រីរបស់យើងបានឃើញនៅសេចក្តីព្រាងដោយភាគីនេះដោយភាគីនោះក៏ប៉ុន្តែយើងមិនតាន់មានចំណុចរួមពាក់ព័ន្ធនឹងបញ្ហានេះដើម្បីទៅជែកពិភាក្សាជាមួយចិននៅឡើយទេ
ASEAN leaders also agreed to boost efforts to bridge the development gap between member states. ASEAN leaders praised the important election in member country Myanmar held the weekend before the summit. The opposition party led by Aung San Suu Kyi sped to near unanimous victory. ASEAN observers were invited to monitor the by-election along with other international teams, and they saw little evidence of illegality or intimidation. As a result, ASEAN leaders call on the EU and United States to end economic sanctions that have helped keep Myanmar one of the poorest countries in the region.
The voting marked the return to politics of Myanmar's Nobel Peace Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi. There were 44 parliament seats in all being contested, and Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy swept all but one race. And most of the attention was on the race in Kamu, south of Yangon, where the daughter of the country's independence hero easily won the voting there.
Regularities in misdemeanors when elections take place. What has been happening in this country are really beyond what is acceptable for a democratic election. Still, we are determined to go forward because we think that this is what our people want.
Suu Kyi was set to become prime minister after 1990 elections, but military rulers voided those results, and Suu Kyi spent 15 out of the next 22 years under house arrest. Suu Kyi received her first official government visitor on April 13th. British Prime Minister David Cameron called on the Oxford alumnus and afterwards said he supports ending economic sanctions on Myanmar by the European Union. Cameron had earlier met with President Thein Sein in Naypyidaw, the first visit by a British leader since independence was declared in 1948. One country trying to get into ASEAN held elections on March 17th. And preliminary results in Timor-Leste show a former military chief winning the presidency after voting Monday. Taur Matan Ruak won 61% of the vote, beating Francisco Guterres. Ruak succeeds Nobel Peace Prize winner José Ramos Horta. He failed to make this week's runoff election. The country, also known as East Timor, celebrates 10 years of independence from Indonesia this year.
Car makers were hit hard by the severe flooding in Thailand last November. Only now are some resuming operation there, including Japan's Honda. ASEAN Today, Srida Savitri reports.
Honda Motor officially resumed production at its facility in Ayutthaya after devastating floods that hit large parts of Thailand. They forced Honda and other car makers to shut down operations for 6 months. That hurt the entire supply chain, as Thailand is a major supplier of parts besides finished products. Executives say Thailand is among 3 key markets in the Asia and Oceania region, along with India and Indonesia.
Thailand is the most important market in Asian countries. The Honda automobile plant here in Rojana Industrial Park is one of our most important assembly plants in the world.
Despite the flooding shutdown, Honda says its operations in Thailand isn't going anywhere, rejecting news reports that the company might move its facility.
We would also like to take this opportunity to reassure you that Thailand remains a very important country for Honda's business, for both R&D and as a production base. Honda is in Thailand to stay.
Honda plans to roll out 150,000 cars this year after the forced shutdown. It had originally projected to produce 240,000 units. The 6,400 workers at this plant in Ayutthaya turned out models that include the Brio, Jazz, Civic, Accord, and CR-V. They are sold domestically as well as exported to 56 countries around the world. Zelda Savitri for ASEAN Today.
ASEAN Today will continue shortly.
The people of Myanmar vote in important elections, and their voices were heard in the government's move toward reform.
You are watching ASEAN Today this month from Jakarta and Phnom Penh. I am Chief of Cambodia TVK.
I'm Dalton Tanonaka of Indonesia's Metro TV. The people of Myanmar had their chance to send their government a message in by-elections on April 1st. And that they did, with the opposition National League for Democracy sweeping 43 of 44 races and sending leader Aung San Suu Kyi to parliament. In 1996, I interviewed you, and at that time you said groups like ASEAN should not engage because it tightens the grip of the military leaders. What is your position now on governmental groups such as ASEAN? And also, what is your general advice to the international community at large about visiting, about engaging in business?
We've always believed in engagement. Even with regard to ASEAN, we believed in engagement. What we said before was that when they were talking about constructive engagement, it meant engagement only with the government and not with the public and the opposition. So constructive engagement should mean engagement generally with all elements in the society. And we welcome the engagement of ASEAN on those terms.
General public, come visit, do business?
Business in the right way. We brought out a paper on economics last year, and we have said that what we believe in is ethical business, ethical investment. But with regard to investment, I should also make the point that without rule of law, there can be no genuinely profitable investment, profitable both to our country and to the investors.
And tourists okay to come?
Tourists are okay to come, provided they find enough hotel rooms.
I woke up at 5 in the morning to come here to vote, and this is my second time. Last time I voted as advanced voter, but this time I want to come here and vote in person because I feel that it's important. And I like all the candidates, and I already made up my mind who I wanted to vote for. And I also have opinions about Aung San Suu Kyi, and I like her as well.
I saw 2 or 3 polling booths. It's rather peaceful, unassuming, and people are free. They vote freely and without any fear of no disturbance, nothing.
You're satisfied as an observer?
Completely satisfied.
this is going to be the decisive one. What the outcome of this election will be will very much influence what happens in 2015. So we don't have to wait that long to find out in which direction Burma will be going.
Ms. Suu Kyi said she is looking forward to traveling abroad, something she hasn't done since 1988. More ASEAN Today is coming up shortly.
The singing star of the Philippines toured the region recently.
What Charis, and we hear her sing next.
This is ASEAN Today, the monthly program on the world's most dynamic region.
And we are coming to you this month from Jakarta and Phnom Penh. One of ASEAN's biggest exports is a Chinese singer with a big future. The Philippine Charis recently toured the region to promote new projects coming up this year. ASEAN Today, Marisa Anita has the details.
Her full name is Charmaine Clarice Relucio Pempenko. She's now known simply as Charisse, a petite singer with a big voice who first got noticed through YouTube postings. Her first album was a huge hit in 2010, and she's ready to release her second Warner Brothers album this summer called Infinity. To promote the upcoming release, the 19-year-old Filipino toured 7 countries in Asia.
Into the midnight sun, wheels go round and round, you're on my mind.
This concert in Jakarta was a typical example of the affection felt by her fans across the region. Her new music includes songs written by international artists including Bruno Mars, Jason Derulo, Cardio Guardi, and Natasha Bedingfield. Charisse also performed songs of other performers such as Whitney Houston, Katy Perry, and Adele. The atmosphere turned somber when Charisse sang Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton, dedicated to her father. He was killed last November in the Philippines in an unfortunate incident involving a drunk attacker.
She's a great singer, definitely. Her voice is look like Whitney Houston, almost the same. But the most that I like from her is that she loves Jakarta like we do. For us, Jakarta número uno. Yes.
Charisse's talent has also caught the attention of Hollywood. She recently wrapped up shooting her first feature film. Here Comes the Boom is a Sony production starring Salma Hayek and Kevin James and Charisse. Marisa Anita for ASEAN Today, Jakarta.
Here are several events on the ASEAN calendar. In Malaysia, the International Pahang River Rafting Expedition will be held from May 13th through the 19th. Expert rafters from around the world are expected to try to navigate this waterway. In Vietnam, an international fireworks contest in Da Nang set for April 29th and 30th with the theme of Da Nang's colors. And in Thailand's Samut Prakan province, the Pra Pradeng Songkran Festival will be celebrated in Thai Mon style from April 27th to the 29th. A destination in northern Thailand is attracting a growing number of visitors with a unique night market, one of the must-see locations. ASEAN Today's Putri Ayu Ningtyas takes us on a tour of Chiang Rai.
Chiang Rai sits on a plateau 189 kilometers from Bangkok. landlocked between Myanmar and Laos. Diversity is an everyday fact of life here, with residents from several ethnic tribes from neighboring countries such as the Aka, Lahu, Palong, and Lumian Yao. Women from the Aka tribe are even seen wearing the Pyong-a traditional dress, attracting more and more visitors. Here is this night bazaar with unique items not found in other marketplaces. Merchants line up on the streets selling handmade goods by craftsmen from remote areas of the district. Hats, purses, bags, clothing made of cotton all feature cultural characteristics of Chiang Rai. Prices are generally inexpensive, starting at 50 cents an item. And then there's the food. What's common here may seem strange to the tourists, such as insects. They are staple food of the Aka tribe, consumed as cheap snacks, and said to be high in protein.
It was my first time eating bug, cricket, silky worm, and grasshopper. Tastes odd to me. It was a unique experience I won't forget.
There are 40 food stalls here offering a variety of menus. After shopping, tourists can enjoy dinner in the fresh air of Chiang Rai. Putri Ayuning Tias for ASEAN Today.
We love to get your feedback on ASEAN Today. Albin tweeted this: "This is the time for the lady." A lot of folks in Myanmar agree with you, Albin. Rofik emailed this from Blitar in Indonesia. "I am so proud to be Southeast Asian. I love the show." Well, that's great to hear. Thanks for writing from East Java, Rofik. Let us know what you're thinking. You can email us at aseantoday.tv@gmail.com, post something on our Facebook page, or tweet us at ASEAN Today TV. Firefighters are required to have good physical conditioning and quick reactions.
One way to show off those qualities is an annual competition in the Philippines. This all began as a campaign to raise awareness of fire prevention efforts. It's now called the Firefighter Olympics, with 300 competitors from Manila's 5 districts. Events include ladder climbing and shooting water cannon. Organizers said participants get to polish their job skill while having a good time with fellow firefighters.
That this month's edition of ASEAN Today. Som akun, ep6 of Cambodia, TVK in Phnom Penh.
Terima kasih. I'm Dalton Tanonaka of Indonesia's Metro TV in Jakarta. Please join us again next month.